Hello. Not many weeks now until Christmas. Have you started your preparations? I know we have here at Homegrown Veg. One of the first things that happens is that we start buying food for Christmas. And we have a Christmas cupboard. And that Christmas cupboard is off bounds until Christmas. And it starts filling up with food. Do you do that? Do you have a Christmas cupboard? And you start putting Christmas food in that cupboard. And nobody's allowed to eat anything that's in there. We do. Yeah, we do. So, but I don't think Christmas is going to be the same, is it? It can't be the same. We've still got Corvid and it's rumbling on. And it looks as though it will rumble on into Christmas. So chances are you're not going to get as many family around. Friends, guests, visitors that are just not going to turn up because of social distancing. And so it's not going to be the same, is it? And in fact, I just read in the paper a couple of days ago, and I've subsequently seen it on TV, that farmers are worried that nobody's going to want to purchase a big turkey this Christmas because it won't get eaten, because you won't have the guests and family that you normally have. And so I don't think they're putting the turkeys on a diet, but I think they're probably going to feed them less so they don't grow as big. Does that sound about right? And then there'll be smaller turkeys in the shops. So yeah, it's not going to be the same. And here at Homegrown Veg, about this time of year, me and Molly would cobble together a Christmas special. Well, that's not going to happen this year because, as you know, just over 12 months ago I lost Molly, so we can't do that. But I had done a couple of Christmas specials prior to that, and I'll pin them on this table after I've finished this video. I'm sure you'll enjoy those. But the purpose of this video, it's a warning really, it's to be on your guard, because as your Christmas cupboard fills up, no doubt there'll be tins of sweets in there. They usually are at Christmas, big tins of sweets. And last year here at Homegrown Veg, we had a few big tins of sweets. And we also had some visitors. The grand dogs came to visit us. Not the grandchildren, the grand dogs. And I had 3 of them for a day. And I left some of those sweets where the dogs could reach them. I didn't do it on purpose. I shot a video about that because one of the dogs did eat quite a lot of those chocolates. And I posted it last year, but I'm going to cut to it now because you're going to have lots of sweets, possibly for a lot longer, because there's nobody visiting that'll eat them, that you can give them to. And so the opportunity for your dog to get up to a bit of mischief is going to be there for that much longer. And this really is so you'll be on your guard. Because the last thing we want is to have pets that aren't feeling well over Christmas, that make themselves ill. You know, Christmas is going to be difficult as it is. You don't want your pet to be ill. And so this might prevent that. If you watch this video, and then yeah, when you've watched that video, right at the end, on this table, I'll pin a couple of videos that I made a few years ago, me and the dogs dancing. Yeah, another first on Homegrown Veg, me and the dogs dancing. Okay, enjoy the video. I think it's a well-established fact that you shouldn't give your dog chocolate to eat. But what happens if your dog finds some chocolate and just eats it? You haven't given your dog chocolate, It's just found some and eaten it, as most dogs would. Let me tell you what happened to me, and let me tell you how I resolved the situation. Okay, first off, we need to go back to round about Christmas time. And we had this box of chocolates. Okay, now we've taken some out of this box and popped them into this dish. Now I'm guessing probably a handful. And it is only a guess. And again I'm guessing 10 chocolates. Okay, 10 chocolates in this dish on the top of a worktop unit in the kitchen, in my kitchen. So at the time, I'm actually babysitting, I should have said dog sitting, 3 dogs. We have Tess, the lurcher. We have Fern, the lurcher. And we have Dottie, the Patterdale Terrier. They're actually in the kitchen at the time that this happened, and I'm walking through the kitchen. And I noticed that this bowl is full of chocolates, and that's when I should have removed it from the kitchen, but I didn't. And I left the dogs in the kitchen with this safely, or so I thought, safely out of reach on the top of a worktop, pushed right to the back of the worktop. Not near the front, not in the middle, right at the back. So I didn't expect any of the dogs would bother those chocolates. Wow, that was a mistake. I came back about, no more than 5 minutes later, and all the chocolates were gone. Wrappers and everything. There were 2 or 3 wrappers on the kitchen floor, and they were from chocolates that I'd eaten. But the other chocolates, wrappers and all, had gone. And 3 dogs all looking at me. Which one was it? Which one was it? Was all of them? Did they all have a chocolate? I don't know. I didn't know. But what I did know was that if one of them had eaten all those chocolates, might be in trouble. Perhaps divided between 3 dogs, maybe not so much trouble. But if one dog had eaten all those chocolates, perhaps it was in trouble. So what I did was I Googled it, as you do. I YouTubed it. I had a look on there to see what the advice was. And generally the advice was to phone the vet. If you have any issues, phone the vet. And it looked as though the vet would ask certain questions. But anyway, let me just read some of the stuff that I got from the internet, and then we'll come back to this particular tale. Okay, so this is from the internet. Chocolate is poisonous to dogs. However, the hazard of chocolate to your dog depends on the type of chocolate, the amount consumed, and your dog's size. In large enough amounts, chocolate and cocoa products can kill your dog. The toxic component of chocolate is theobromine. Well, the type of dog, the size of dog. I had 3 of them, all different sizes. How much chocolate? It's only a guess, but that's all I could do. So then we find something else on the internet. Let me read this out here. How much chocolate does it take to kill a dog? It will take just 1 ounce per pound of weight of your dog to deadly poison it. 1 pound of milk chocolate is poisonous enough for a 20-pound dog, while half a pound is enough for a 10-pound dog. I don't know what weight these dogs are. Maybe I should have known. I don't know what weight these dogs are. I'm going to have to weigh them. I'm going to have to try and find the culprit and weigh it. In simple terms, that means a very concerning dose of chocolate is approximately 1 ounce of milk chocolate per pound of body weight. Since an average Hershey milk chocolate bar is 1.55 ounces, consuming even 1 chocolate bar can have serious consequences, especially for small dogs. Eating a crumb of chocolate cake or a very small piece of chocolate bar, on the other hand, probably won't kill your dog, especially if it is a larger breed. But chocolate should never be fed as a treat. Oh boy. Right, one more. To put this in perspective, a medium-sized dog weighing 50 pounds would only need to eat 1 ounce of baker's chocolate or 9 ounces of milk chocolate to potentially show signs of poisoning. For many dogs, ingesting small amounts of milk chocolate is not harmful. Well, that's me completely bamboozled now. I don't know which dogs eat the chocolate. I don't know what weight they are. I don't know how much chocolate they've eaten. I've got to make some assumptions here. I've got to make some guesses. First assumption is there were 10 chocolates. Second assumption is because one of these dogs has got previous form for getting onto worktops, I have a good idea which dog it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a honey trap at the back end of this video just to establish that my suspicions are correct. So if you want to know which dog it was, you need to stay till the end. If you phone the vet, he'll probably want to know how much chocolate your dog has eaten. If you don't know, you'll have to estimate it. If it's a bar, it's a bar. If it's so many ounces, whatever, you'll need to estimate. And he'll probably want to know, was it plain chocolate? Was it milk chocolate? Was it dark chocolate? What type of chocolate was it? So that's actually what your dog's eaten. And then to try and determine how much of a threat it might be to your dog, as I've said earlier, he'll want to know the breed of dog. And that should tell him how big your dog is. Is it a small dog, a medium dog, a large dog? He'll want to know the weight of your dog, and you probably don't know that. You may want to weigh your dog now, just the way I'm going to weigh these dogs, and then write it down. And then you know the weight of your dog. And he'll want to know the age of your dog. Is it a young dog? Is it a pup? Is it an old dog? And he'll want to know, has the dog got any underlying health issues? And then he'll probably be able to determine whether you need to make a visit. Now, if you do go to the vets, I think it's fairly standard practice to give your dog something that's going to make it sick, that's going to make it bring up whatever it's eaten. So you may not want to put your dog back in the car too quickly to drive home. Otherwise, when you get home, you'll probably have a dog that's looking pretty sorry for itself and a car to tidy up, a mess to tidy up in your car. So let's see if we can pinpoint which of these 3 dogs it was that actually ate the chocolates. Then we'll weigh that dog. And I can tell you now that there is a happy ending to this. Having weighed the dog at the time and done some calculations, it was my decision, my understanding, that that dog would come to no harm. It was a big dog, it was a heavy dog, it was a young dog, it was a healthy, fit dog, and it, on the scale of things, it hadn't eaten a lot of chocolate. And from experience, my experience of having a dog and being around dogs, I know dogs have got a cast iron stomach. They will eat anything. They will drink anything. You take a dog out and let it off the lead, you have no idea what that dog's just picked up. You can see it's picked something up and you can see it's eating it. By the time you get there, it's gone. Not nice. Not nice. Is it? This piece, we're going to lube this piece, we're going to put this piece out of reach. Those are these drawers. Come on. Was it you, Robbie? Firm? I'm going to run that video back. I'll find out who it was. And when I do find out, that's the one that ate the chocolates. And that's the one we're going to weigh. Okay, me first. Okay, Fern, come here. Come on, you Tess. Fern, come here. Let me get you. Come here, sweetheart. Right. Me and you together. Have a look. Wait a minute. Got it. Wow, nearly broke the scales. Right. We'll do some maths. Should we go for a walk? Should we go for a walk? Yeah. We'll go for a walk. Come on. Come on, we'll go for a walk. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Please don't let your dog eat chocolate. Don't let your dog eat too much chocolate. And then if it does, you decide, do you need to go to the vet or not? If you want any more information on this, if you want to see what other people think about dogs eating chocolate, there's lots of correspondence on the internet. Just Google it, just YouTube it. Oh, and just to round this off, I'll tell you now, it's at least 4 weeks since Fern ate those chocolates, and she's as fit as a fiddle. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out. Did you enjoy the video? Right, as promised, I'm going to pin those 2 videos onto this table now, and I'll put you a link in the text below. If you want to watch those, they'll definitely cheer you up. They cheer me up every time I watch them. This is Homegrown Veg, signing out.